M. Capou in England. An excellent Parisian company from the Varieties has been playing La Veine of M. Alfred Capou, and this week it is playing Les Deux Écoles of the same entertaining writer. The company is led by Madame Jeanne Granier, an actress who could not be better in her own way unless she acquired a touch of genius, and she has no genius. She was thoroughly and consistently good, she was lifelike, amusing, never out of key, only, while she reminded one at times of Réjean, she had none of Réjean's magnetism, none of Réjean's exciting naturalness. The whole company is one of excellent quality, which goes together like the different parts of a piece of machinery. There is Madame Marie Magna, so admirable as an old lady of that good, easygoing, intelligent, French type. There is Mill Lavalier, with her brilliant eyes and her little canaille voice, vulgarly exquisite. There is M. Newmays, M. Guy, M. Guitry. M. Guitry is the French equivalent of Mr. Fred Kerr, with all the difference that that change of nationality means. His slow manner, his delaying pantomime, his hard, persistent eyes, his uninflected voice, made up a type which I have never seen more faithfully presented on the stage. And there is M. Brasseur. He is a kind of French Arthur Roberts, but without any of that extravagant energy which carries the English comedian triumphantly through all his absurdities. M. Brasseur is preposterously natural, full of aplomb and impertinence. He never flags, never hesitates, it is impossible to take him seriously, as we say of delightful, mischievous people in real life. I have been amused to see a discussion in the papers as to whether La Veine is a fit play to be presented to the English public. Max has defended it in his own way in the Saturday Review, and I hasten to say that I quite agree with his defense. Above all, I agree with him when he says, "Let our dramatic critics reserve their indignation for those other plays in which the characters are self-conscious, winkers and gigglers over their own misconduct, taking us into their confidence, and inviting us to wink and giggle with them." There, certainly, is the offence. There is a kind of vulgarity which seems native to the lower English mind and to the lower English stage. M. Capou is not a moralist, but it is not needful to be a moralist. He is a skillful writer for the stage, who takes an amiable, somewhat superficial, quietly humorous view of things, and he takes people as he finds them in a particular section of the upper and lower middle classes in Paris, not going further than the notion which they have of themselves, and presenting that simply, without comment. We get a foolish young millionaire and a foolish young person in a flower shop, who take up a collage together in the most casual way possible, and they are presented as two very ordinary people, neither better nor worse than a great many other ordinary people, who do or do not do much the same thing. They at least do not wink or giggle, they take things with the utmost simplicity, and they call upon us to imitate their bland unconsciousness. La Veine is a study of luck, in the person of a very ordinary man, not more intelligent or more selfish or more attractive than the average, but one who knows when to take the luck which comes his way. The few, quite average, incidents of the play are put together with neatness and probability, and without sensational effects or astonishing curtains. The people are very natural and probable, very amusing in their humors, and they often say humorous things, not in so many set words, but by a clever adjustment of natural and probable nothings. Throughout the play there is an amiable and entertaining common sense which never becomes stage convention. These people talk like real people, only much more apropos. In Les Deux Écoles the philosophy which could be discerned in La Veine, that of taking things as they are and taking them comfortably, is carried to a still further development. I am prepared to be told that the whole philosophy is horribly immoral, perhaps it is, but the play, certainly, is not. It is vastly amusing, its naughtiness is so naive, so tactfully frank, that even the American daughter might take her mother to see it, without fear of corrupting the innocence of age. On peut très bien vivre sans être la plus heureuse des femmes, that is one of the morals of the piece, and, the more you think over questions of conduct, the more you realize that you might just as well not have thought about them at all, might be another. The incidents by which these excellent morals are driven home are incidents of the same order as those in Lavane, and not less entertaining. The mounting, simple as it was admirably planned, the stage pictures full of explicit drollery. And, as before, the whole company worked with the effortless unanimity of a perfect piece of machinery. A few days after seeing Lavane I went to Wyndham's Theatre to see a revival of Sir Francis Burnand's Betsy. Betsy, of course, is adapted from the French, though, by an accepted practice which seems to me dishonest, in spite of its acceptance, that fact is not mentioned on the play bill. But the form is undoubtedly English, very English. What vulgarity, what pointless joking, what pitiable attempts to serve up old impromptus réchauffes. I found it impossible to stay to the end. Some actors, capable of better things, worked hard. There was a terrible air of effort in these attempts to be sprightly in fetters, and in rusty fetters. Think of Lavane at its worst, and then think of Betsy. I must not ask you to contrast the actors, it would be almost unfair. We have not a company of comedians in England who can be compared for a moment with Madame Jeanne Granier's company. We have here and there a good actor, a brilliant comic actor, in one kind or another of emphatic comedy, but wherever 2 or 3 comedians meet on the English stage, they immediately begin to checkmate, or to outbid, or to shout down one another. No one is content, or no one is able, to take his place in an orchestra in which it is not allotted to everyone to play a solo.